So I was not sold on firing Linehan after the game. After going back and watching it again, yeah, Linehan's got to go. He cannot be the OC next year because his scheme does not work for the Cowboys whatsoever.
All right, Tom, I see the comment from Aaron Wise. Tony Romo should be the QB coach or the offensive coordinator. And that is a great segue because we've got some offensive coordinator candidates for you guys. And let's start with none other than Tony Romo.
Yeah, we'll get here to our to 5 offensive coordinators that we have here. Romo comes in at number 5. How great would it be, right? Tony comes back and is the OC. This
isn't happening.
And eventually becomes the head coach.
Can we move on already?
Guys, it is not happening.
Not happening.
Because
not going to do it.
I love Romo, and he clearly understands the game very well, as we've seen by his CBS broadcasts. I don't know if it's a good idea to hire an OC with 0 coaching experience. And not only that, Romo's not going to leave his job. Like, Romo has a fantastic job at CBS being a broadcaster. It's easier than an OC.
So, Tom, I don't love that argument. I mean,
I don't think he'd leave. I think he'd be like, nah, I'm good, guys. Thanks.
I mean, offensive coordinator could be a fantastic job. It just depends. Like, you gotta. Money is not a factor. It's all about what you want to do.
Until Romo throws the ball to Dez on 3rd and goal instead of running it, and we all hate Tony again.
Darren says no Romo. He's scared of Dez. What?
So, guys, it's fun to discuss. There is a less than a 0.0001% chance that Romo is the OC next year.
All right,
fun to discuss. Ain't gonna happen.
Let's move on to a couple, maybe more realistic candidates if the Cowboys were to fire Scott Linehan as offensive coordinator. Let's go to the current Colts offensive coordinator, Rob Chudzinski. Chudzinski.
Cheeto and Chud. Make it easy for yourself.
Cheeto and Chud.
I focused on these 4 options that I think are actually feasible. Namely, you're not going to get a current OC unless the staff gets fired. Because you're not going to pull away like the Eagles OC or the Packers OC. That's just not going to happen because the team is going to let them interview for the job. Chudzinski, though, I think is a serious option here because you know the Colts staff is all going to get blown up. And I actually think that Chud is a decent coach. I think that if you're looking for a new OC, he was a top 10 coach. The offense was top 10 when he was the Colts OC with Andrew Luck healthy.
Right.
So I think if you're looking for an actual coordinator that can come in, he's not at the top of my list by any margin there. But with his experience, I think he'd be a decent option if the Cowboys want to move on from Linehan and they can't get one of their top guys instead.
All right, getting some thumbs down to Chud there. Let's move on to another potential candidate, and that's Alex Van Pelt, the Packers' current quarterbacks coach.
Aaron Rodgers is very high on him, which I think is A+. I do worry in general about Van Pelt because Brett Hundley looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I also think Brett Hundley is not that good. But I think you've got a former NFL quarterback, does have some OC experience, and I think of the quarterbacks coach is one of the more realistic and maybe higher ranked options. The Packers would in theory let him interview for the Cowboys OC job. It's a feasible option than going out and getting some big name guy like a Romo or somebody else who's not actually going to be obtainable. Definitely not one of my top 2 guys. There's a clear top 2 for me, at least in my view, of the pecking order, and Van Pelt is just short of that.
All right, let's get into that top 2, a couple of potential offensive coordinators if the Cowboys were to fire Scott Linehan. How about Gary Kubiak?
Now, you can pull him out of the Broncos executive job. He has said he would be open to returning as an offensive coordinator. I think Kubiak would be a fantastic fit as the OC. His teams, when he was with Denver and other stops, have almost always been a top 10 or top 15 offense. And he didn't always have the same level of talent the Cowboys currently have. We saw him get the most out of his receivers as well. I think if you can get Kubiak to come back to Texas, remember he's from Houston originally, and be the OC under Jason Garrett for a couple of years until he decides, all right, I'm done, I'm going to retire full time, I think Kubiak would be a fantastic addition to this Cowboys coaching staff, and I think he's actually obtainable as well.
Hasn't Kubiak had some health issues?
He does have health concerns, but he said he's open to returning as OC in theory because it's less of a high-stress job. Of course, it is the Cowboys OC, and any job involving the Cowboys I think is maybe a little bit higher stress than, say, being the Broncos OC even.
Yeah.
Not quite the same.
That worked for you college football fans out there. I'm not sure that worked too well for Jerry Kill, who became an administrator and then went to Rutgers, of all places, to become the offensive coordinator.
I do see
and
a comment
is retiring again.
From Crystal says Kubiak would probably out-coach Garrett. Probably right as well.
LOL.
Gary's not coming those head coach. He does not want to be head coach anymore.
All right, Tom, let's go to your top potential, just throwing it out there, potential coordinator options if the Cowboys were to fire Scott Linehan, and that's John DeFlippo.
I want him. This is my number one option. And what does I like Kubiak? I want DeFlippo. My biggest concern, Brett, he's going to get a head coaching job this offseason. I think he's that well.
He's going to go from quarterbacks coach to
he's going to get interviews. I don't know. He might not get a job, but he's going to get interviews. His contract, though, is up after this year ends, and that is a big boost for the Cowboys. He was going to interview for the Jets head coaching job. Or for the OC, excuse me, the Jets OC. The Eagles did not allow him to do it. We often see in the past that when you see coaches not be allowed to interview for a promotion, they say, hey, maybe I want to leave. You guys kind of screwed me over there. Other concern is this, Brett. I kind of see, I think you're thinking of this yourself. Frank Reich, the Eagles OC, might get a head coach job. Eagles might just promote DeFlippo if that's the case. But I want him. I want him badly. I think he has done a fantastic job with Carson Wentz this year. I like what I've seen in previous stops. I think he is the perfect offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. I would even consider straight up saying, hey, DeFlippo, we want you. Congrats. We're going to have you come run our entire offense and be our head coach. We'll fire Garrett. You'll be our OC and head coach. Marinelli stays as the DC, which is it's probably too far, but I would at least think about it.